least a year.
At least a year.
It's a Toyota, dude. She don't give a fuck.
Let's see.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Oh. That's funny. Oh. She's going.
Toyotas, bro. Toyotas don't fucking care, bro. Listen to how smooth that's running, bro. Look at the R's just holding steady.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I put 91 non-F in it, so it's
That's
more
a decent
stable.
Fuel, a little less sludge.
Yeah. You like the seats, bro? S2000s.
Yeah, those are clean.
Oh, look at that turbo. She's ready.
Sounding good.
Yeah, she's running good. Sounds good, dude. Obviously, this is a factory turbo, but that's not the factory turbo precision. It's a little bigger than what they came with. But what we did, because the only way you can really tune these is if you put Mega Squirt, which is like an old EFI, like it works with the EFI setup. But what we did is we just mechanically kind of tuned it. So there's a fuel pressure regulator here, right? As it sees more boost pressure, it pushes more fuel pressure. So it kind of compensates, adds more fuel as boost comes on. Still don't want to like push it hard with that big of a turbo because the fueling can't keep up with it completely, but it's enough that it works.
Give it a little bit of extra juice.
Yeah, it keeps it healthy.
So how many miles does this truck have on it?
I think the body has like just around 90 to 100,000 on the body. I know the motor got redone with head studs, ARP head studs on it, pistons, but it was a full frame off restoration. I mean, there was no rust from this truck at all. It's from Texas, so they completely restored it. Rotisserie, frame off deal. So like under the car, I mean, there's literally like everything's coated under it. Like it's clean. Like there's not a speck of rust on this truck. Paint was done really, really well. It's that original color too, that baby blue.
And you've owned it for 5 years now, 6 years?
I think I bought it in 2019, yeah. So I'm never gonna get rid of this truck. You can't find them like this, bro.
Yeah.
It's rare.
Next level.
I love this thing. This is my childhood right here.
You and I are both Toyota fans, and I'm sure there's a lot of other Toyota fans out there watching that'll appreciate it.
Heck yeah, bro.
So what are we gonna do with this thing, bro?
We're gonna go sledding, dude.
We can go test it out?
I think she needs a sled in the back.
Yeah, a little sled in the back.
Yeah,
little
go up the mountain.
Maiden voyage, get out of the shop, stretch your legs a little.
Yeah, she wants to go ripping. It's gonna be good. So yeah, we'll get it cleaned up and then go roll it up, drive it on the street, see how it's running, make sure everything's good. I mean, that fuel is kind of old, so run some fuel through it, put some new fuel in it, check the fluids and stuff. I don't know if I have the heater cores plugged off on this or not, because it's from Texas, so I don't know if they did plug off the heater core. May just be the AC's not hooked up on it yet, so that'll probably be my project this summer, is get the AC hooked back up, because it does have factory AC on the truck, so I'll probably get that done. I kind of want to cruise this thing around a little more.
Yeah.
I do love this thing. I think I'm gonna keep it at my house so I can start driving it more.
Yeah, right by the mountain.
Yeah,
you never know when you want to cruise up the mountain, brother.
Dude, I know, bro. There's just nothing like, I mean, especially with the turbo, this thing is so fun.
Yeah.
It's so nostalgic driving this thing around. I get more looks in this truck than you would in a freaking Lambo. I mean, not that I hate Lambos, but or a Ferrari. I do like Ferraris.
I'm curious to see what it looks like with once it's all cleaned up, because I've only ever seen it dusty.
Oh, it's dope. It's really clean. It's got the ARB bumpers on the front and rear, like super nice bumpers. Couple little, you know, Little stickers on there. Little shout out to the Back to the Future truck. All I gotta do now is get the KC, get the roll bar with the KC lights on it, and we're full Back to the Future.
Dude, we gotta do that.
I know, that's on the to-dos. It's gonna be sweet. Looking good.
Freshened up, ready for the hills, ready for our next adventure.
Yeah, dude, she's 86 never looked so good.
Dude, I didn't know you had the drilled and slotted rotors.
Oh yeah, dude.
Damn, son. Upgraded brakes on that thing.
Oh yeah. Gotta have it.
It's got all the bells and whistles.
Look at that fucking thing, bro.
It looks like it's just thrown in there.
I know. Bring me back to my high school days, dude.
Got the Patriot boost just yossed in the back of the yoke.
It's pretty.
Can it come a little further?
Yeah, maybe put it up a little bit more. Pull it up more. Slide it a little more forward. My first experience sledding was when I was a kid, probably 16. I had an old Toyota truck just like this, and I remember my buddy letting me use his sled. I didn't even really know how to ride. I always wish I could, but obviously grew up with not a lot of money, parents and that stuff. And I remember we ended up getting like an old phaser, a Yamaha phaser, which most people don't even know what those are, but they had these like shock towers that were like on the outside of the actual sled. They're such a stink looking snowmobile, but back in the day they were, they weren't very powerful, but they were like one of the lighter sleds. So I remember distinctly like having my old blue rusted out Toyota truck and my buddy, I'm loading it up, loading up my phaser in the back of my truck. Same kind of thing.
Come up right next to it.
Yeah, you just ruined my story.
Oh, sorry, brother.
Just kidding. You can edit it. You can't beat that sound, huh? So, getting back to my story, I remember being a kid, and I remember growing up in Montana. I grew up in the northwest corner of Montana, and it was beautiful terrain, and like, I just remember like looking at those mountains, and like I grew up on a mountainside too, on Flathead Lake, but I remember looking at those mountains, it's like, oh my gosh, I can imagine going up there on a snowmobile. Like, how cool would that be? And I remember my first time, like not just riding like around like my friend's property on the lake, but like going and loading up that phaser in the back of my truck by myself, single cat, little Toyota truck. And I remember going up these crazy logging roads, just the most insane terrain. And I was like, I don't know what I'm getting myself into. Like, this looks really gnarly. But I'll never forget the feeling I had doing that as like a 16-year-old. I don't know. I don't think I can explain a better feeling of freedom. Going up into the mountains by yourself with your buddy, following him up, but you're by yourself in your truck, blasting your music as a 16-year-old with your sled in the back, feeling like a fucking badass. Felt ready to get into some gnarly shit and just not knowing how it's gonna go, but you don't fucking care. I think that was when I knew like I was pretty hooked on it. Like I grew up snowboarding, and I would go snowboarding all the time with my buddies or even by myself. I didn't care. You know, I had no problem being alone or a girl in Montana. Like I learned how to be okay with myself as a kid, which I am very, very grateful for, because coming back to places that are populated and like people and seeing how kids really don't have any idea of how to be okay with themselves, how to be alone. They don't even know what that means. And even now with social media, there is no being alone. There's all about constantly scrolling and getting attention from people or seeking attention from people, whether people want to admit it or not. That's what they're doing. And for me, I really savor my childhood, because I took it for granted, not knowing that a lot of the world doesn't operate that way. A lot of these people don't know how to be by themselves. And me growing up on a mountainside with no neighbors miles and miles within range, like I didn't get to run around neighborhood kids. I mean, I did when I was like 6, 7 when I lived in Utah, but my parents moved me out there when I was 7 years old. So for me, it was just, I didn't realize what a gift that was, to get to go and learn how to be an adventurer, have these fun little made up missions that I would come up with as a kid up on the mountainside to entertain myself. And luckily that to me taught me from a very young age like how to just have fun with Jace, and I really savored that. And that's why going up and loading that snowmobile up by myself and getting in my truck by myself and going up to the mountains, I followed my buddy. Obviously didn't ride by myself because it's not smart, but that was just when I knew I was really hooked. I was really hooked on the experience of what snowmobiling offered, and I liked that it could get me places that nowhere else could get me. There's nothing like a snowmobile and the terrain it could get you into. I wanted to share that because that was a really pivotal moment, I think, for my life, like in a lot of different ways. Learning how to just be okay with myself, learning how to be independent, learning how to go for figuring out how to get what I wanted. I didn't have the means to afford a snowmobile at 16 years old. I barely could afford my 300,000 mile little Toyota truck, but I've just figured it out because I wanted to have that experience. And I think that that's something that is important, is like figuring out on your own, like on your own means, on your own merits, the right way with integrity. Like, how do you fucking get what you want?